So episode 2, I'm Lochlin Cross. By the way, we worked with you now for quite a few years, Stacey.
I think it's about 6 years now.
Yeah. So I'm glad we're doing this. I'm surprised we didn't do this sooner. So we're doing a couple of episodes here on your business for your webpage. And your business is owner-operator of Ardent Roof Systems here in Edmonton. Now, this next episode is important for people that need work done and how they might go about getting a contractor to do their roof. And the interesting thing about your business, and it's not unlike any other business, plumbers, electricians, radio, it doesn't matter. There's going to be good providers and there's going to be bad providers. In your business, how would somebody go about avoiding a bad contractor?
That's a long topic that we can be talking about. We could go on over a 6-pack over this if we had to. It's to understand what you're getting into. When you're selecting a trade to get work on your home, the common mindset in today's society is they go on their phone and they look. And if they find something that looks really great on their phone, the mentality is too much of a retail type purchase. When you can't think retail when you're thinking about hiring a trade. Doesn't matter if you're hiring a roofer, a plumber, like you said earlier. It comes down to the quality and the reputation of the company that you're choosing to make sure that whatever product you're getting installed into your home is done correctly. Because you can have the best product in the world, but if it's not installed properly, you can have warranty issues, you can have failures on the product that has nothing to do with the product. It has to do with the way it was installed.
I think most people are kind of like me, right? Something goes wrong in the house, and they get on the phone with the buddy and go, oh, I need this done. And you talked in the first episode about your business being largely a referral business now.
Exactly.
But you and I talked about this, and I was surprised when you brought this up. The Google reviews, you're saying be careful when you're on your phone and you're looking at Google reviews. Why is that?
Google reviews sometimes can be a bit misleading. You might have a company that might have over 500 reviews. They've been in business for 20 years. It seems about right because that's a lot of business. That's a lot of time. But if you dig into another contractor that's got 1,000 reviews and it's a 5-star rating, that's a bit too perfect. And you come to find out he's only been in business a year and a half. It's like, how much credibility do all those reviews actually have? Or, like, hey, do me a favor, I'll give you a $100 gift card if you put up a really good review. Sometimes those can be misleading. So yes, the reviews are important to pay attention to because you can get good ones, you can get bad ones. Mm-hmm. I've always been the type, gravitate to the bad ones to see how they were reacted to.
Okay.
The good ones, you can see, great, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. There's a 1-star. That person was not happy. Now look at the comments. Look below. How was it handled? To me, if a bad star review and a bad comment has no response, that might be indicative of what you're going to get from the company if you end up with a bad experience.
That's probably good advice for anybody getting any work done on anything.
It's not a perfect world. Not every job is going to go 100% properly. You're going to have situations that you run into that there might be disagreements. There might have been things that were overlooked. You might run into things that you didn't see when you first did the estimate. And in our case, we provide a quote, not an estimate. Yeah. So we stand behind our number unless something comes up as an underlying issue that you don't know about until you get into the job. Then the job stops. Have the conversation with the client so they're fully aware of what's going on and why, and come up with a solution together to continue moving forward to get the job done the right way.
One of the things about your business is how dangerous it is for the guys actually doing the install. It's not the safest job in the world, and it can be very hard on those workers.
Gravity can be very unforgiving.
And you have to be insured, and there's probably guys out there that are working in your business that are uninsured. How would I find out about a company being insured or not?
If you're getting a quote from a company, you're well within your rights, and you should be following through on getting their WCB insurance number.
Okay.
And you can actually go to WCB Alberta with the number and request a clearance to make sure that they do have the insurance, it's in good standing, and it actually comes up as insured for what their trade is. Not,
okay,
I have WCB, but it's for a landscaping company that if you got up on, did some roofing in the winter, snow removal or whatever, and somebody got hurt, slipped off the roof and fell, they weren't wearing the proper gear, doing the proper safety, their WCB insurance may not cover that because that's not what they're classified as
okay.
a business. So a lot of consumers don't understand that. So it's really important, because now if that person did get hurt, they didn't carry the right insurance. I'm not saying it could, or I'm not saying it would happen, but it could, that the family of that person, if they got hurt really, really bad, could end up coming back to the homeowner and suing them for liable damages.
How long should a job take?
That's probably the hardest question you're going to ask me today.
Okay.
It depends on the degree of difficulty, how big the job is. Like if there's a pack in, pack out situation where you don't have access, so you have to take the materials off the roof, throw them on the ground onto a tarp, haul it all out, bring the new materials in. There's situations like that, but we try to have the crews that we work with geared to the specific job to minimize the amount of time it takes, but not sacrifice the quality of the end result. So most cases, your typical roof might be a day to 2 days at the most.
Wow. Okay.
But we do run into some situations where we might get a giant 12-12 that is multiple amounts of squares and a high degree of difficulty that might take us a week.
Okay.
So we kind of talk to the homeowners, prepare them for what they're going to be in for, to help them get ready. Because when homeowners can come home on the first day and see their home literally look like it's being tore apart, and it can be very overwhelming to what their expectations are and what they actually see. So it's working with them to make sure they understand, yes, this is an active job site. It can be very dangerous. There's a lot of things that can create safety hazards. So it's understanding and recognizing those things to make sure your safety program is covering not just your workers, but your clients as well, because their home now becomes an active job site.
Go to the lake.
Yes.
How long would I have to wait if I book you? Generally speaking, if it's a fairly busy season for you, I call you up on the phone. It's June. It's the 1st of June. How long is it going to take me to get Ardent Roof Systems down to the neighborhood to get the roof up?
We can normally book our appointments in to get the quoting process started within a week.
Okay.
Again, it depends on how busy the season becomes, how many calls that we're getting, but there's that communication on that. And then certain times of the season, we might be booking a week out. Other times of the season, we might be booking 4 weeks out.
Okay.
So we're very weather dependent. We might get a week's worth of rain. It pushes the entire schedule out, and it's a lot of calls. It's a lot of emails to the clients that are in the schedule. And we often run into that where a client will say, well, I want to get it done. Can you do it like this week? Like, we maybe can, but sometimes we can't. We'll do the best we can to accommodate, but it's tough.
What's the biggest red flag of a questionable company? Sort of come full circle on this discussion in episode 2 about how to pick a contractor.
Money up front.
Okay.
That to me, if you...
I had that one time.
Seeing if
I had a guy knocking on my door.
Yeah.
He wanted, I think, he said it was going to cost $10,000, and he wanted $5,000, and I went with somebody else. But I didn't go with somebody else because I was worried about the money up front thing.
It's one red flag that if the contractor is asking for money up front, it may be a sign that he doesn't have a good financial base, and he needs the money from the client up front to help him actually do the job.
Okay.
The second red flag would be, yeah, I can do it right away, and here's a killer price, and I can start tomorrow.
Yeah.
It might sound great because then to the average consumer, it's like that retail mindset. wow, I can just get this done now. It's like, I need to get the tires changed out of my car. Which garage can do it tomorrow so it's over and done with and I can just move on with my life? Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're picking these trades, being cheap and being ready to go tomorrow might not be a very smart choice.
Might as well hire Lochlin and his drunk buddies. All right, that wraps up episode number 2 on how to pick a contractor with Stacey from Ardent Roof Systems. Episode 3 is going to be a discussion about something very important to you, and that's giving back to the community that you live in.
Looking forward to it.
The Locker Room for Ardent Roof Systems. Weekday mornings on 95.7 Cruise FM.